upstairs, wipe out.
Why would you go in that door?
A very nice evening here at a very, very nice facility as temperature at game time about 53 degrees, overcast sky. All the precipitation primarily is to the east of us as continue to move in an easterly direction as far as the line of showers and thunderstorms. As we arrived in Springtown a short time ago, the precipitation was just ending and continued to move on to the east towards the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So the precipitation pretty much moving out of the area, although we will be kind of keeping an eye on a little bit of scattered activity that was showing up a short time ago back in Callahan and Eastland and also in Stevens and Palo Pinto counties. So we'll see if any of that scattered activity continues to move on in this general area. Of course, a lot of other interest happens to be in college football. LSU defeating Georgia this afternoon by the score of 42-10 in the SEC championship game. Also coming up a little bit later on, we'll keep you up to date on it just because we want to, is Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. They are just underway in Stillwater. They're scoreless at this particular moment. Also, the Pac-12, no, that's going to be the Big Ten. Is that what they are now, the Big Ten or the Big 12? Wisconsin and Michigan State.
Well, there's been so much shifting going on this season, so I think they're still called the Big 12.
Something worse.
No, they're not the Big 12. It's the Big 10.
Big 10.
Big 11. It's because the Big 12 would be the Old Southwest Conference.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So it's the Big 10 still.
With whatever they are, we'll keep you up to date with Wisconsin and Michigan State as they were playing also. And some other college football games will keep you up to date as well. Throckmorton Greyhounds are the visiting team on the scoreboard in the traveling white jerseys with the purple numerals and letters and the purple pants and the purple helmets. And the Abbott Panthers in the home black uniforms, the black jerseys with the white numerals and letters outlined in gold, the black pants and the gold helmets. Very reminiscent to the way that the Clyde Bulldogs uniforms look. And the Throckmorton Greyhounds winning the toss. Looks like they're going to elect to receive. They'll be defending the north goal here. And Abbott will kick off and be defending the south goal. Just to refresh your memory on six-man football, 10-minute quarters. You have to get 15 yards for a first down. And it's an 80-yard field, which is considerably narrow. I think it's 40 yards. As to the 100 yards that you'll normally find in 11-man football. And playing on an 11-man field, 100-yard field, cut us a little slack if we inadvertently say the 47-yard line, because the field, it being a turf field here, it's all marked on a 100-yard field.
You know, going back to the uniforms of the Panthers, they're actually almost similar to the Jaybird uniforms, and it's ironic that we've got
to the east of us. And we also have told you that there's going to be a six-man football doubleheader next week at Shotwell for the six-man football state championship. Winner of this game gets Borden County at 2 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, and then it'll be Motley County and Winston Springs at 7 o'clock in the six-man football Division II state championship. Tyler Russell has the ball teed up at the 30-yard line, and the soccer-style kicker goes with a squib kick. Going to be taken at the 30-yard line by the Greyhounds, and coming around and forced out of bounds over on the near side is going to be Nathan Riley, the sophomore, gives the Throckmorton Greyhounds a good return.
Yeah, knocked out of bounds by Tyler Russell, the junior for the Panthers.
They'll mark him out of bounds right at the midfield stripe as they have marked for the sidelines, basically a chalk line for each sideline. Going to be a little hard to see on the far side where the Throckmorton bench happens to be. Tucker Brown under center, going to kick it back now to C.J. Hance, who throws long, and he's looking for Gary Farquhar, and the pass just going to be a little too long as Farquhar looked like he had the defender Tyler Russell beat on that play. Well, he's down to 15 coming up from midfield for the Greyhounds as they go left to right, as now they go into a spread formation as a shotgun set up, as it'll go back to Brown, goes to Hance. Hance is going to let it go. He's got a receiver wide open, caught at the 20 to the 10, the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. That is Bladen Oliver, the senior center catch, no one defending. Throckmorton, with 18 seconds elapsed in the first quarter, is up 6-0.
And those that are listening to us that may have never heard of or listened to a six-man game, yes, the center can go out for a pass, and that is prime example right there. The center did go out for a pass, no one accounted for him, and 40 yards later, there's a touchdown.
And now the extra points attempt to be tried by Jordan White. Of course, a kick after touchdown in six-man football, if it's good, is 2 points. And a runner or pass is 1. The snap back is going to be late because of the fact that the Panthers jumped the gun, and so that'll be half the distance to the goal for the for the Throckmorton Greyhounds. The referee is mic'd, but we're trying to find out or trying to see about getting the crowd mic. They provided a cord for us here, but apparently the jack is dead. So nonetheless, we may sound like we're in a well. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way, and the kick is going to be good through both sets of uprights here. Timeout on the field, 9:42 to go in the first quarter. Throckmorton draws first blood. They lead Abbott 8-0 on Big Country 97. Okay. Break 6. Yep, break 6. 9:42 to go in the first quarter. Throckmorton, 18 seconds into the game, scores on a 40-yard pass, and the kickoff is going to go out of bounds, and it will go into the end zone. Very close from where the referee was, that it might have actually Tanner Pope and Tyler Russell coming off of that 573-yard effort last week against Lomita. Under center is going to be Brown. As now there's going to be a whistle and a timeout going to be taken. Yes, a timeout going to be taken. So a timeout on the field. 9:42 to go in the first. Okay. That, I believe, is going to be the county we're in. This Fort Worth right there. I think we're right up here. I think so. Where my arrows are. Quarter, as on the first down play, a loss of a yard for the Abbott Panthers. They got back before we did, so a 2nd and 16 from the 19-yard line. Pitch back is going to go to Russell, trying to go around the right side. Now cuts back, breaks the tackle at the 35, and is headed to the sideline, and is going to be brought down from behind in Throckmorton territory, inside the 30, down to the 26-yard line. Tackle going to be made by number 40, Roland Morrell. 35 yards on the pickup for Russell. The Greyhounds able to track him down and stop him at the 26-yard line. 1st and 15, a receiver out wide to the right. Strong said's going to be to the left as a handoff will go to Pope. Pope will get inside the 25, down to about the 21-yard line for a gain of about 5.
Yeah, very close to 5 yards on the gain. Really just a quick handoff up the middle for Pope.
LSU defeating Georgia tonight by the score of 42-10. Boise State having no problem with New Mexico in the fourth quarter, 38-0 in college football. Baylor defeating UT earlier this afternoon, 48-24 in Waco. Pitch back goes to Russell, tries the right side, 25 to the 20 to the 15, out of bounds about the 12-yard line. Should be enough yardage, very close to the first down marker.
It's going to be about 9 yards on the carry.
And it looks like he's going to be short by about a half a yard as the pitch play goes to the right on that last play. So a 3rd down and 1 coming up for the Panthers. They trail the Greyhounds 8-0 as the Panthers go from right to left. And yeah, you're right. The Panthers uniforms do have a Jaybird look to them. So 3rd down and a yard from the 12-yard line of Throckmorton with the Greyhounds up 8-0. Receiver out wide to the left. Handoff simply going to go up the middle of Pope. He's going to get down inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line. Now mark him down at the 2. It's 1st and goal, Abbott.
Another 9-yard carry just straight up the middle.
Just a little quick hitter up the middle for the fullback, and he sets up a 1st and goal from the 2 with 8:10 to go in the first quarter. Clock is now running as we're at Porcupine Stadium in Springtown.
the Greyhounds were able to stop the first carry of the ball game the Panthers had, but haven't been able to stop them yet since.
Strong side to the left. The handoff is going to go to Russell. Russell into the end zone for the touchdown. And then Abbott comes back with their own touchdown drive. They trail the Greyhounds now 8-6 with the PAT to come.
Just a simple 2-yard carry for Russell up the middle.
Last week, doing most of the kicking was going to be Morgan. That's going to be Casey Morgan, but James Bartosh also does quite a bit of the kicking as well. But it looks like it's going to be Morgan trying to add the extra points. Has a snap back, ball down, kick is on the way, and this one is going to be good inside the right upright. Timeout on the field is 7:49 to go in the first quarter.
You're off. We're on break 8.
Break 8. 7:49 to go in the first quarter as Abbott comes back to tie up Throckmorton. We're tied at 8 as the Greyhounds scored on their first drive, a 2-play and 40-yard drive, and Abbott puts together a drive as they were able to equal the Greyhounds' efforts. This could end up being one of those games. Whoever has the ball scores last wins.
Well, the Panthers did it all on the ground, and the Greyhounds did it in the air.
As another squib kick that's going to be taken this time by C.J. Hance, and Hance will get around the 35 to the 40-yard line, and the Greyhounds will start right back where they did on their first possession, right at the midfield stripe.
Tackled by Casey Morgan of the Panthers, along with Brandon Urbanovsky.
Where? Which one? Oh, 12?
Yes.
Urbanovsky?
That too.
Okay. So a 1st and 15 for the Greyhounds at the midfield stripe. As receiver goes out wide to left, that's going to be Farquhar. And Brown will be under center. He'll fake the handoff, back to pass. Lets it go long. He's looking for Farquhar, and Farquhar is going to, he's going to miss the out of bounds. Official had to do a little bit of looking there because of the sideline over there. Great effort by Farquhar, but not able to stay in bounds. So a 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Greyhounds as Farquhar again goes out wide to the left. Brown will be out of the spread formation, throws it over the middle, and it's just out of the reach of the intended receiver looking for Hance. I believe. Check that. That's going to be number 7, Tucker Brown, who was in the pattern as Hance was the one who threw the ball, and 2 incomplete passes brings up a 3rd and 15 for the Greyhounds.
Well, you had 2 Greyhounds running down the field, running a streak, and actually one of the Greyhounds was in double coverage, and there was another Greyhound that was open, but instead they threw out the ball to the one that had double coverage.
Hance was also under a little bit of pressure as 2 of the defenders were coming in for the Panthers. 3rd down, pitch back is going to go on the right side. This is going to be to number 24. That is going to be Levi Taylor, and Taylor will get inside the 35 down to about the 32-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down and about 7 or 8 needed for the Greyhounds.
First running play the Greyhounds have ran tonight. That one goes for 8.
So Taylor sets up a 4th down and 7 for the Greyhounds as the Panther defense trying to get their crowd into it. Good crowd on hand here in Springtown for the state semifinal game. Glad you could join us tonight on Big Country 97. Split backs. Pitch back is going to go to C.J. Hance down to the 30-yard line, and it's going to get to the 27-yard line, but going to be shy of the 1st down by about 2 yards, and as a result, the ball will go over on downs to the Abbott Panthers.
Only 5 yards on the carry, and as you said, the ball will go over downs. Panthers get the ball, and that will be at the 27-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers in an 8-8 ball game as the Greyhounds not able to do anything 4 and out. And as a result, it'll blow over to the Panthers. Receiver out wide to the left. As under center is going to be Brown. Brown's going to hand off over that right side, and stacked up almost immediately is going to be Russell for about a yard or 2 gain.
That time the defensive line and then the linebackers of the Greyhounds stacked up the play, only allowing Russell to go for 2 yards.
So 2nd down and 13 coming up for the Panthers. Russell's going to check out, and Darren Pop is going to check in for the play. As they go with a strong side to the left, And the handoff will go up the middle, and stacked up for about a 3-yard gain is going to be the ball carrier, which may be Pop. It is going to be Pop. He'll get out to the 32-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 9 needed. Maybe 10.
3rd down and 10.
3 yards on the carry for Pop.
And so a 3rd down coming up, a 5:45 to go in the first quarter. 8-8 our score. As the strong side will be to the right, but the lineup by the backs on the left side, pitchback is going to go to Russell, and Russell is going to be tripped up. A nice open field tackle there, I believe, by Blayton Oliver, as Russell reversing his field check. That's going to be number 2, Jordan White, who comes in there and makes the stop for about a yard gain. It's 4th down and about 9 for the Panthers.
Well, that was a huge play by Jordan White. He does make the shoestring tackle, because if he had not made the tackle, Russell may have been off to the races.
Maybe a punting situation is popped back into, no, it's going to be under center, it's going to be Brown. So on 4th down and 9, back to pass is going to be Brown. He's looking downfield, still nowhere to go. And he's going to now throw down the sideline, and it is going to be intercepted by the Greyhounds. Coming up with the pick is Roland Morrell, who steps in front of the intended receiver, and the Greyhounds come up with the INT at their own 9-yard line.
I know you don't want to ever tell your players to give up on the play, and if you can get an interception, get one, but that might be one of the few times that you just might want to have batted it down, because they would have had better field position than what they have now. But it is a turnover, and the Greyhounds do have the ball.
So the Greyhounds will go back on offense. They come up with a defensive stop, and with 4:52 to go, Greyhounds back on offense in an 8-8 ball game. Brown's going to be under center on 1st down. Handoff goes up the middle. This is going to go to C.J. Hance, breaking a couple of tackles across the 20, out to about the 22-yard line, 23-yard line. Gain of about 13 by C.J. Hance.
And that's actually going to be, you're right, 13, 14 yards, and that was a great run by C.J. Hance. He just kept those legs a-turning, and then once you keep those legs a-turning, you're going to get positive yards.
Hance, 5'9", 170 pounds. Senior as one of the running backs. He also throws the ball a considerable amount of time. Wing left formation, back to pass. Brown is going to dump it off, and it's through the hands of Taylor. Taylor out in the right flat would have had the reception for a 1st down, but it went right through his hands, and it's 3rd down and 2.
Would have had the 1st down and then some.
County in the state championship game next week in Abilene. On 3rd down, handoff goes to Hance, has the 1st down and more. To the 30, to the 35, to the 40. To the 30-yard line, and brought down at the Abbott 27-yard line. Nice tackle going to be made there by Russell, who makes the touchdown-saving tackle, but not before C.J. Hance picks up the Greyhound 1st down.
31 yards on the carry.
So 1st down for the Greyhounds at the Abbott 27-yard line. Wing left formation with one setback. That is going to be Hance. Brown will be under center. Strong side will be to the left. As a handoff will go up the middle, but a flag. This may be a procedure penalty against Throckmorton.
It will be. The side judge is the one that threw the flag and was indicating to the referee that's what it was.
Yeah, legal procedure is going to cost the Greyhounds 5 yards.
Greyhounds were trying to do a quick snap, and some of the players didn't get set before the snap.
So with on inside 4 minutes to go in the first quarter in an 8-8 ball game. And now they'll wind the clock once again. Greyhounds 1st and 20 from the Abbott 32-yard line. Greyhounds scored on a 40-yard pass play on their first possession. Second possession after Abbott scored was ball was turned over on downs. Back to pass going to be Brown. Brown under some pressure. Lets it go. Has a receiver. It's Hance, who laterals back, and it's going to be bobbled. And there's still going to be a scramble for it. Flag is now going to be down, as I believe the Greyhounds have recovered it. But the flag on the play, we'll have to find out what that infraction is going to be. It's like the old-fashioned hook and ladder play.
It does, and it may be maybe blocking the back. I'm not certain.
Holding against the Greyhounds. So the Greyhounds were able to recover after the lateral from Hance. back to the trailing back, maybe Taylor, who bobbled it, and the Greyhounds did recover, but it's going to be stepped off. And so it's a first down and about 13 needed from the 30-yard line.
And it would have been close to a first down.
Brown under center. Pitch back is going to be fake as the handoff now goes to Taylor. Coming around the right side. Another flag is going to be down. Taylor forced out of bounds at the 10-yard line. This may be a holding penalty on Gary Farquhar.
I think you're all right, because that was the only player that was in the vicinity of the flag, and the flag was thrown in his direction.
So the play would have gone out of bounds at the 10-yard line, but instead the Greyhounds get penalized again.
2 costly penalties on the Greyhounds are marching them backwards.
Still going to be first down, but it's going to be first down at about 27, 28. Something like that. They've got to get down to the 12-yard line. The line of scrimmage is going to be the 37, so it's going to be first down at 25. Do I need my calculator tonight? Strong side is going to be to the right side with a I formation on the left. Brown under center, barks out. Now the handoff is fake. Back to pass. Brown under some pressure. Lets it go. Has a receiver. It's going to be caught. That is going to be Farquhar, I believe. And it's going to be inside the 10 down to the 6-yard line. And a touchdown saving tackle going to be made by, I believe, number 80. That is Jeremy Pustajowski.
31-yard pass completion.
Or Pustajowski.
6-yard line.
But first and goal for the Greyhounds at the 6-yard line, as it may have been actually Taylor that made the catch. Yeah, it was Levi Taylor, not Farquhar. Pitchback is going to go around the right side to the 5, hit at the 2-yard line, still fighting for the end zone, into the end zone for the touchdown is going to be, I believe that's going to be Morrell.
That is number 40, actually, Roland Morrell, you're right. And what happened there, the Panthers had him stopped around the 1-yard line, but when they threw him down to the ground, they threw him forward, and that put him across the goal line.
So the Greyhounds now to retake the lead at 14-8 with the PAT to come. With 2:58 to go in the first quarter, Greyhounds up by 6, trying to go up by 8, as Jordan White will try to add the extra points. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way, and this one is going to be good. So a timeout on the field with 2:58 to go in the first quarter. Greyhounds up 16-8 on Big Country 97. Okay. Right. Abbott Panthers, and now the Throckmorton Greyhounds will kick off once again, as the deep man is going to be, I believe Russell is going to be back deep to receive this, to return this kick. There's a ball at the north 30-yard line. And White approaches, and a high end over end kick. This is going to be taken about 4 yards deep and going to be run out by Russell. Or check that, it's going to be Bartosh. Bartosh tries to come around the left side, gets out across the 10 to the 15-yard line, going to be brought down at that point. Tackle going to be made there by Trinity Haggard for the Throckmorton Greyhounds.
Trinity Haggard, number 20, the sophomore for the Greyhounds.
And so it'll be 1st and 15 for the Abbott Panthers, trailing 16-8 in this state semifinal playoff game. Winner gets Borden County next week in Abilene at 2 o'clock in the 6-man football Division I state championship game. Strong side is going to be to the right as an I formation to the left. Brown is going to be under center, pitches it back to Russell. And Russell with a dipsy-do move down to the 30, to the 40, to the 30, and forced out of bounds inside the Throckmorton 30 at the 28-yard line. And Russell has got that cutback move very, very, very under control.
But that may be coming back. There is a flag down, and the flag is at the 19-yard line. Is making sure they are calling the holding plays tonight. I believe that is the third one called in the ball game.
That's true.
And we're not even through the first quarter yet.
2:40 to go in the first quarter, as Abbott is going to be penalized from the spot of the foul back at the 19-yard line. So a nice run there by Tyler Russell, going to be negated by the holding penalty. So I'll move it all the way back, half the distance to the goal, I believe. Moves it all the way back to the 9-yard line. That's a 10-yard penalty anyway, so. So first down and 21 for the Panthers at their own 9-yard line. Handoff is going to go on the inside handoff and across the 10 after about the 13-yard line, stacked up there by the Greyhound defense. Leading the charge is going to be Levi Taylor and company. After a gain of about 3, maybe 4, it's going to bring up a second down and 17.
Well, that's exactly the same play that the Greyhounds run, hand it off real quick to the inside and fake a pitch to the outside. That time the Greyhounds were able to stop the Panthers with only a 4-yard gain.
Aaron Pop will check in for the play as Russell will check out for a moment. Again, the I formation with the receiver out wide to the right handoff on the inside to the fullback. That's going to be Tanner Pope. Pope will get across the 15 out to about the 17-yard line. Will bring up a third down and about 8 and make that 12 to go.
Another 4-yard gain for the Panthers.
Do some quick counting here.
Look
at the yard marker, then immediately have to subtract 10.
You carried the 2?
I haven't got to the carrying the 2 yet. I'm just carrying the 1 right
just
now.
Carrying the 1, all right.
So here we go, third down and about 13 for the Panthers as a pitch back going to Russell. Tries the right side and is going to be brought down across the 20-yard line after about the 23. And it'll bring up a fourth down and about 7 needed for the first down.
Looked like about a 6-yard gain for Tyler Russell, and this will be fourth down.
Last time that Abbott had it, they had a fourth down play coming from their end of the field, and they threw the long pass that was intercepted by Roland Morrell at the Throckmorton 9-yard line.
And you know, that does work out to be just as good as a punt for the Panthers, and that might be what they were intending to do, is see if it, if it's intercepted down there, that's even better than what a punt would have been.
Panthers are going to take a timeout. They're going to weigh their options. We'll take the timeout with them with 40 seconds to go in the first quarter. Greyhounds leading the Panthers 16-8 on Big Country 97. Okay. We get ready to start the second quarter. On the fourth down play, it is going to go for a first down, as it'll be, let's see what happened here, because I was looking down, the play already started. Looks like, though, it's going to be a quick pass play as Brown is going to throw it out to Pope, and Pope down the sideline is going to get inside the Throckmorton 35-yard line down to the 33. So a gamble on the fourth down play by the Abbott Panthers, and they are able to convert. Pitch back goes to the left side. It's going to be Russell. Russell's going to be brought down by Gary Farquhar back at the 35-yard line for a loss of about 2.
And the coaching staff for the Panthers is really upset. They thought it might be a drag down by the collar, but it appeared that he just grabbed the jersey and brought him down.
Yeah, call wanting the horse collar play, the call rather, as the first quarter is about to come to an end. And it'll go to the other end of the field as the first quarter ends here at Springtown at Porcupine Stadium. First quarter is in the books as the Throckmorton Greyhounds lead the Abbott Panthers 16-8 on Big Country 97 KVRP FM, Haskell, Abilene, Throckmorton. On this state semifinal game, pitch back is going to Russell. Russell is going to get inside the Throckmorton 30 down to the 28-yard line. That's going to be a gain of about 5 or 6, maybe 7, as they'll mark it at the 38-yard line. Will bring up a third down play for the Panthers. And 10 coming up for the Porcupines. They'll go out of the spread formation.
3rd and 10 for the Panthers.
As it'll be Brown, he's going to pitch it back now. It's going to be Pop. Pop tries the left side, gets inside the 30, down to about the 28-yard line, and it'll bring up a fourth down and about 9 for the Panthers.
Really no gain on the play there. He may have even actually lost a half a yard or maybe even a yard.
So they'll mark the ball at the 28-yard line. They've got to get to the 18 of Throckmorton with 9:10 to go in the fourth quarter, the first quarter, first half, whatever quarter this is. Second quarter.
And the Panthers have yet to punt, and each time that it has been fourth down, they've passed the ball.
This time is from the Throckmorton 28-yard line, so coming up As out of the spread formation now is going to be Brown.
Timeout, Panthers.
Down by Field Ontario, located at the airport in Hansel, or give them a call at 940-864-2456.
On the fourth down play, out of the spread formation, Brown is going to go back. He looks over into the right side. He's going to throw it for Pop. Pop's going to make the catch, gets inside the 20, down to the 17, 16-yard line, and that'll be enough yardage for an Abbott first down.
17 yards on the pass completion.
And so on a fourth down and about 11, they get 17. It's 1st and 15 for Abbott at the Greyhounds 17-yard line.
Panthers are doing nothing new on fourth down. They've passed the ball each time.
Receiver out wide to the right, one step back on first down. Handoff goes to Pop. He tries the left side to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and brought down at the 4-yard line as C.J. Hance will come over to make the stop on the ball carrier. Brings up a second down and about 3 needed for the Abbott Panthers.
13 yards on the carry for Pop.
They'll mark him down just shy of the, or just at the 4-yard line, so a second down. And about 3 needed, they say. Ball resting at the Throckmorton 4-yard line. Receiver comes out wide to the right. And Brown's going to be under center. On the second down play, handoff goes up the middle, stacked up right away is Pop. He's going to get back to the 5-yard line for a loss of about a yard, as in there is going to be Oliver and C.J. Hance for the Throckmorton Greyhounds.
Well, that time they knew or read something from that offensive line in our backfield that they were going to run it right up the middle, and the Greyhounds just stacked up the middle.
Third down and 4 coming up for the Panthers.
3rd and 3.
Has the ball at the 5-yard line, as it's going to be Brown who's going to pitch back to the 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. Is going to be, I believe that is going to be Pop. Yes, it will be number 22 as they go with what amounts to be a 6-man option play. And as a result, the pitch back to Pop puts it into the end zone, and Abbott a conversion away from tying the ball game up for the second time tonight.
Well, that run came from 4 yards out, and that is Darren Pop's first touchdown of the game.
Who came in and has been spelling Russell, who's over on the sideline. Snap back, and the ball is going to be bobbled. It's going to have to be picked up. Throwing towards the end zone for the 1-point conversion is going to be Pope, and he'll find his receiver in the end zone. That's going to be, I believe, number 15 with that 45, Michael Zamzow.
That's who that was.
So a timeout on the field with
or go online to Armstrong.com and equal opportunity provider.
Back to play, the kickoff goes, again, a short one going to be taken, looks like it's going to be by Jordan White. Actually, it's going to be Blayton Oliver, who is going to take it at the 30-yard line, gets back out to the 35-yard line. A 5-yard return on that squib kick. Throckmorton with great field position at their own 35-yard line.
Panthers are not willing to kick it deep.
Levi Taylor, who's been playing deep for the Greyhounds. So the Greyhounds leading 16-15, 7:39 to go in the first half of play. Brown back to pass, lets it go, has the receiver, and it's going to be intercepted by Peterzowski, and the return all the way out to the Throckmorton 46-yard line. And so the first turnover against the Greyhounds, as Brown just didn't get enough air under that one.
Well, and he only had one option to throw the ball to as well, and there was double coverage, and he threw it right to the Panther.
Peterzowski is the senior defensive back, and I hope I am pronouncing that correctly, by the way.
The ball was intended for Gary Farquhar, and I'll tell you what, like I said, he was double coverage and only one option. He was the only one out for a pass.
Strong side is going to be to the right for the Panthers as they are going to lateral back. This is going to be Pop. He gets down to about the 35-yard line. Greyhounds trying to strip that ball away. And a gain of about 2 by number 22, Darren Pop, for the Panthers.
You're right, the Greyhounds were trying to strip it. One of the Greyhounds was holding him up while the other was trying to go for the ball. And that's not a bad idea to do if you can get the ball loose on the ground.
Second down and 13 for the Panthers at the Greyhound 35-yard line, as Russell still on the sideline. for the Abbott Panthers. But Pop has done more than an adequate job for Abbott. Back to pass, got to be Brown. Throws as a receiver wide open at the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and into the end zone for the touchdown is going to be the receiver. That is going to be Casey Morgan all alone for a 35-yard touchdown reception, and Abbott takes the lead 21-16 with the PAT to come.
And all alone is just an understatement. There was no one at all near him. No one accounted for the man coming out of the backfield in the flats. Everybody went to the left side of the field. He was over there on the right side.
Morgan will try to add the extra point as the Greyhounds trail now by 5. They go with the pass play once again, as it'll go to Derek Pustajowski. And the completion from Pope to Pustajowski is going to be good for 1 point. The Panthers lead by 6, 6:44 to go. First half, Abbott leads Throckmorton 22-16 on Big Country 97.
Are you still there?
I'm here.
Let me put your transmit.
Okay. 6:43 to go in the first half. The kickoff, another squib kick, going to be recovered by Jordan White at the Throckmorton 35-yard line. And again, the Abbott Panthers continuing to just go with the squib kicks and allow for a good field position for the Throckmorton Greyhounds, who now trail by 6, 22-16.
And going back to that touchdown, the Panthers just throwing a dump-off pass into the flats. No one there. All he had to do was just make sure he had him going in the end zone.
Pitch back goes to Hans, who goes over the right side, breaks a couple of tackles across the 35 to the 30, down to the 28-yard line. C.J. Hans fights his way for 17 yards in a first down.
And I believe that's the first down the Greyhounds have had in some time.
So first down and 15 with 6:36 to go in the second quarter, trailing by 6. And the Greyhounds trying to bounce back after that interception, which led to the go-ahead score by Abbott.
That is their first down here in the second quarter.
Now motion to the left as the direct snap is going to go back to Hans. Let's go towards the end zone. Got a receiver. It is going to be caught for the touchdown. And there's the signal finally. Ridge Rankin is going to make the catch. The tight end getting behind the defense. And the Greyhounds have tied it up 22-22 with the PAT to come. And that's quite an accomplishment when you snap it through the legs of your quarterback back to your trailback.
And that pass play went for 33 yards.
So now the extra points attempt to come, as White will try to give the Greyhounds the lead back with 6:21 to go. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way, and the kick is going to be no good, off to the right. Has a little bit of pressure up the middle, so a timeout on the field, 6-7.
You're off.
Okay.
I was trying to figure out how
Wood comes back to tie it up on the 28-yard pass play from Hans to Rankin. Extra points, so no good. And it'll be the Greyhounds kicking off now. It looks like the Greyhounds opting with a bit of a squib kick coming. As they go with the squib kick to the near side, and it's going to be recovered down the sideline. This is going to be Morgan. Morgan who will field it and get all the way back to the Throckmorton 35-yard line. But do we have a flag now?
Or actually, they're going to say that he stepped out of bounds at their own 38-yard line.
Okay, so they're going to move it back to the 38 of Abbott as opposed to the Throckmorton 35.
He was trying to tiptoe his way out of there, but unable to do that. His foot did go on the line,
which of course is a chalk line that they have made here on this 11-man field. So first and 15 for Abbott in a 22-22 ball game. Brown's going to be under center, one setback. And the handoff will go to Pop, and Pop is going to be hit immediately by Taylor. He'll fight his way out to midfield for about a 2-yard gain.
And he was hit by Levi Taylor immediately.
So Taylor brings him down after a 2-yard gain, and Taylor immediately helps Pop back up.
And I've seen the Greyhounds do that quite a bit here in this first half, and that's good sportsmanship on them.
You give Coach Reeve and his staff a big hand on that for promoting the sportsmanship in these ball games, win, lose, or draw. So out of the spread formation with the strong side to the right, it's going to be back to pass. Is going to be Brown. He steps out of the tackle of the Greyhounds. Now going to dump it off in the middle. Is looking for his center, Kenneth Watson, who was wide open at the 30-yard line. Pass just a little too high, but a lot of pressure there by Nathan Riley.
A lot of pressure is right, and he did get the pass off. He was looking to get it to his center. It would not have been a first down, but it would have been very close.
So a 3rd down and 13 coming up for Abbott at the midfield stripe with 5:36 to go in the first half. 22-22 between Throckmorton and Abbott. As under center is going to be Brown. He's going to hand off up the middle. This is going to be the fullback. Breaks 1 tackle, 2 tackles, and is finally going to be brought down shy of the first down marker. In fact, it is going to be just shy of it at the, it is going to be a first down. And you can give Tanner Pope a lot of credit for fighting and breaking through 3 tackles for that first down.
Well, he was hit by Levi Taylor at first, and Taylor almost had him down for only a yard or 2 gain, but you're right. Tanner Pope just keeps on getting those legs a turning, and he gets the first down.
Finally, Roland Morrell brings him down, but not before Pope picks up the first down at the Throckmorton 27. On the first down play, pitch back to the right side, goes to Pop, and he is going to be popped inside the 20 at the 18-yard line after a gain of about 10.
And that was a game touchdown saving tackle by one of the Greyhounds.
Yeah, knocking him down after a 10-yard gain, so it's 2nd down and 5 from the 18-yard line with 4:50 to go in the first half of play. Clock continues to run here at Springtown. Strong side will be to the right as we'll hand off up the middle. Goes to Pope. Pope is going to be wrapped up. Flag is going to be down, and we may have a face mask penalty against the Greyhounds.
Not 1 official, not 2, but 3 threw their flag.
And one of the Greyhounds a little shaken up on the play. Actually, we have 2 of the Greyhounds kind of shaken up on that play as stoppage of play with 4:35 to go. Here we go back to play. It's a first down and goal to go for Abbott at the Throckmorton 5-yard line in a 22-22 ball game. Under center is Brown. He will hand off. Pop over the right side. Pop is going to get down to the 1-yard line before he is brought down there by Levi Taylor. And Pop able to get to the outside.
Pop has carried the ball 10 times for 42 yards.
Actually, from what I understand, just heard the PA guy is actually pronounced Pope, even though it's spelled P-O-P-P. So we'll go with that pronunciation. So Pope with the carry. 2nd down and goal from just outside the goal line. Handoff up the middle is going to go to Pope. That's Tanner Pope. And he will get it in. So I guess it is Pop and Pope. I don't know. We'll just go with what we've got here. It's a touchdown for Abbott, and the Panthers lead 28-22.
And that's the first touchdown for Tanner.
And so the extra points attempt to come. Again, Morgan will try to split the uprights if at all possible. Snap is back, ball down, kick is on the way, and this kick is good. A timeout on the field with 3:57 to go in the first half as Abbott now leads Throckmorton 30-22 on Big Country 97. Thinking it might have been either Morrell or Riley. I'm not sure. Okay. Scramble for the ball at the 34-yard line, and apparently it was touched by one of the Abbott Panthers before it went the full 15 yards, and so it'll be marked at the 34-yard line. It will be Throckmorton ball as they go with a high pooch kick and a very dangerous type kick that the Greyhounds are going to have 1st and 15.
The ball went 14 yards. Needing to go 1 more yard.
So 1st down for the Greyhounds, trailing by 8 as Brown will now shift back into the spread formation. Pitches back now to Hance. Hance, who's now going to run with it, now dumps it off and has a receiver. It is Blake Oliver at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown as the completion good for 44 yards, and the Greyhounds were a conversion away from tying it up.
And I tell you what, Hance had to do a little bit of scrambling on that play, and Oliver just saw that his quarterback may be slightly in a little bit of trouble and just found an open hole. Ball hit him right in the numbers, and he went 44 yards for the touchdown.
And so the Greyhounds will try to tie it up once again, as it'll be Jordan White doing the honors. The last PAT attempt was wide to the right. So we'll see if White can right the ship on this one. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way, and the kick is going to be good. So a timeout on the field, although I believe there was a flag. It will be offsides.
Offsides the Panthers.
So a timeout on the field with 3:46 to go in the first half. It's Throckmorton 30 and Abbott 30 on Big Country 97. You got it. .346 to go in the first half. Greyhounds have come back to tie it at 30 apiece, as now Throckmorton will kick off and goes with a squib kick of their own. It's a high kick that is going to be fielded, but I believe it's going to be touched by the Greyhounds only 14 yards down, and it's going to be at the 36-yard line of Abbott, and I believe that is where it'll be the Panthers' ball.
Same thing that happened to the Panthers on their kickoff.
The Greyhounds wanted to go ahead and nab it, but just wanted to grab it before one of the Panthers did, but it didn't go the full 15 yards. And as a result, it'll be Abbott with the ball at their own 36-yard line in a 30-30 ball game. And the many that are online at www.kvrp.com. Last night setting all kinds of records for online listenership. Pitchback is going to go to Pop. He tries to break one tackle and is going to be brought down after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Gets out near midfield at the 39-yard line. So Darren Pop, who's come in relief of Tyler Russell, is able to gain some big yardage and picks up about 3 on that first down carry.
Well, Gary Farquhar had him stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Almost had him stopped for a 3-yard loss and unable to bring him down.
Pop last week had 6 carries for 95 yards and a touchdown in that win over Lomita. 2nd and 12 from the 39. Pitch back goes to the right side. This is going to go to Pop, and he is going to be popped by Levi Taylor right at the line of scrimmage.
And that's going to go for no gain. That's the second time that Levi Taylor has made a great tackle inside.
So 3rd down and 12 coming up for the Panthers. With 2:45 to go. Now, Abbott will get the ball to start the third quarter as Throckmorton got the kickoff to start the ball game. Each team has turned the ball over, and the Greyhounds have committed one interception. On 3rd down and 12, that's going to be the option play. He's going to pitch it back out now to Pop, trying to come around the corner, gets across midfield down to the Throckmorton 37-yard line, and it'll bring up a 4th down and about 10 needed for the Panthers.
Once again, Levi Taylor in on the stop. Each time that the Panthers have had a 4th down, they have ran the ball. They have passed the ball, not run the ball. So the Greyhounds should look for a pass here.
So 4th down and about 10, maybe 9, as they'll mark it at the Throckmorton 38-yard line with 2:25 to go. Play going out of bounds stops the clock here in the second quarter. So the Greyhounds win the state championship game for 6-man football Division I. That game at 2 o'clock next Saturday afternoon in Abilene at Shotwell Stadium. 4th down and 9 for Abbott, as they'll go with the pass play. Back to pass is going to be Pope. He's looking downfield under some pressure. Going to now dump it off to Pop, and Pop is going to be upended shy of the first down, as upended by number 20. That is Trinity Haggard. Defense for the Greyhounds had the play mailed out, and it'll go over on downs to the Greyhounds.
Well, that time on 4th down, the Greyhounds had great coverage on each receiver that was out for a pass. They were able to dump, the Panthers were able to dump it off in the middle, but you're right, Trinity Haggard stopped the player before he was able to get the first down.
Update from Stillwater, Oklahoma. With a minute to go in the first half, Oklahoma State now leads Oklahoma 24-0. Greyhounds will now try to take advantage. Pitchback is going to go to Hance. Will give it now back off to Brown. And Brown downfield, and he's got a receiver off the hands of Taylor, who is in double coverage at the 22-yard line. Pass just a little. Greyhounds trying to take the lead before the half, since Abbott will have the second half kickoff. Brown, pitchback goes to Taylor, who's now going to run it around the right side to midfield to the 35, down to the 30-yard line, and that'll be enough yardage for a first down for the Greyhounds.
Excellent block by Tucker Brown that allowed the runner to get downfield.
So Taylor gets it down to the 30-yard line for a gain of about, 19?
That's right, and that's Taylor's second carry. And he has 27 on the night.
Inside 2 minutes to go in the first half. Greyhounds 1st and 15 from the Abbott 30-yard line. Split backs behind Brown, and he's going to fake the handoff, rolls out to his right, and looks, has a receiver in and out of the hands, and going to be deflected and intercepted. It's going to be by Morgan, and Morgan is going to be brought down at the 12-yard line, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver who knocked it up in the air, and Brown suffers his second interception of the half.
So once again, he's throwing into double coverage, and when you do that, 9 times out of 10, bad things happen.
And so it'll be 1st and 15 for the Abbott Panthers.
What happened, as I mentioned, he was double coverage, and the one that was closest to the ball tipped it up, and the one behind him is the one that actually caught it.
He was looking for Farquhar on that pattern, and Farquhar just couldn't quite hold on to it. Here come the Panthers. Pitchback is going to go to Pop, tries the right side, and he's going to be tripped up as he goes across the 15 out to about the 18-yard line. Tucker Brown now in there on defense for the Greyhounds. Stop order. So I don't know what the situation was with Russell, but he is on the sideline but has not come back in. As a receiver out wide to the left, and the handoff is going to go up the middle, stacked up right at the 21-yard line, right into the waiting arms of Levi Taylor, but now before a gain of about 3. So second down and make that 3rd down and 6 coming up with 47 seconds to go, and a timeout going to be taken. I believe this will be by Abbott. We'll take the timeout with him. 47 seconds to go in the half. It's 30-30 on Big Country 97. And the Panthers tied at 30, and a 3rd down and 6 coming up for Abbott at their own 21-yard line. Brown under center. Well, pitch back now to Pop, tries the right side. He's going to be tripped up as he gets very close to the first down, and from where they marked it, it may be a first down for the Abbott Panthers.
And he did go out of bounds, so that will stop the clock. And you're right, it's going to be very close, and I think he'll have it by a yard, so 7 yards on the carry.
They will go ahead and move the chains with 42 seconds to go in the half.
First down.
30-30 our score with the Greyhounds and the Panthers. Winner gets Borden County next week. Throckmorton coming in at 12-0. Abbott 11-2. Receiver out wide to the left. Under center is going to be Brown. Pitchback goes to Pop. He tries the left side. Going to be tripped up after about a 2-yard gain. As again, Levi Taylor coming up to make the stop on the ball carrier with 30 seconds to go in the half. And a 30-30 ball game.
Levi did make the tackle, but he was slowed down by Jordan White, and that allowed Levi to get to him.
So a differential of about less than a second, and it'll be Abbott going to go ahead and play with it as back to pass is going to be Pop. Lets it go down long. It's going to be in and out of the hands, deflected just a little bit by C.J. Hance. Almost picked up, though, by Ryan Pop at the 15-yard line, and the incomplete pass brings up a 3rd down and 13 with 11 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, good coverage by the Greyhounds on that play.
So a 3rd down and 13 coming up. That quick math. One set back as Brown will be under center on the 3rd down play. Fakes the handoff, back to pass. Going to have a receiver. It's going to be caught Morgan, and Morgan will be out of bounds at about the Throckmorton 38-yard line with all of 4 seconds to go.
14 yards on the pass completion, and that will be first down.
Depending on where they mark it out, they now move the chains. And since he went out of bounds, it will stop the clock. Those little swing passes, just Abbott will be able to rack up some big yardage. So first down and 15, which of course is going to be academic. Only 4.9 seconds remaining in the half. And here come the Panthers. Greyhounds will try to hold them here. Out of the spread formation is going to be Brown. He is going to roll out to his left under some pressure. Back, and is going to be, he's going to finally get it off right as he's going down. And Pop is going to be knocked out of bounds as the first half is going to come to an end. And it's going to be a loss on the play all the way back to the 36 of Abbott. But the first half comes to an end in a 30-30 ball game between Throckmorton and Abbott on Big Country 97. County, also in the southern part of Young County, and also maybe moving into Jack County. Whether or not it'll be impacting here at Springtown, just have to wait and see. High end over end kick that is going to be taken, and a knee is going to be taken at the 2-yard line, in the end zone rather, by the Panthers as James Bartosh receiving the kickoff for the Panthers. Still no sign of number 2, Tyler Russell, for the Panthers, as he was shaken up in the first quarter, has not returned offensively for the Panthers. Receiver out wide to the right with one set back behind Brown on first down. Pitch back goes to Pop, trying to come around the corner. He is going to be brought down across the 20 at the 22-yard line for a gain of about 2, as Darren Pop, who's pretty well had the brunt of the carries so far since that happened, that injury to Russell. And on the first carry, Pop picks up 2 on that first down with 9:35 to go in the third quarter in a 30-30 ball game. And so here come the Panthers, 2nd and 13. Receiver goes out wide to the right. That's going to be Ryan Pop. As the deep back will be Darren Pop. On second down, fakes the handoff, back to pass, looking downfield, has receivers Morgan at the 35-yard line of Throckmorton, and down at the 31 as the pass from Brown to Morgan picks up the first down. Tucker Brown and the safety position comes up to make the stop for the Greyhounds.
27 yards on the pass completion.
So a second down pass completion gives the Panthers a first down with 9:05 to go in the third quarter in a 30-30 ball game. Receiver out wide to the right. Handoff is going to go to Pop. Comes to the near side, and he's going to be drugged down at the 30-yard line. There's Farquhar, and also in there, number 20, Trinity Haggard, to make the stop for the Greyhounds.
1-yard gain.
So second down and 14 with 8:40 to go in the third quarter. Temperature may be now into the 40s here in Springtown. Strong side to the right, the I formation on the left side. Pitchback is going to go to Pop, and he's going to have to fall on it back at the 38-yard line as the Greyhounds were quickly into the backfield. And those blind pitches like that sometimes can be feast or famine. That time it was almost famine for the Panthers.
And that was an 8-yard loss for the Panthers as well.
All the way back to the 38-yard line. And so the Panthers have got to get to the Greyhounds 16 for a first down. It'll bring up a third down and long for the Abbott Panthers in a 30-30 ball game. Inside 8 minutes to go. Clock running here in the third quarter. As receiver out wide to the right. And faking the pass, or the pitch back. Now the pass out goes to the center. That is going to be Kenneth Watson. Watson will get out of bounds inside the 35 at the 33-yard line. And he'll bring up a fourth down and about 17 needed for the first down.
And that was a good catch by Kenneth Watson. He had to grab it with one hand. He only got 5 yards on the play, which brings up fourth down. And what have we seen each time that the Panthers have had a fourth down? They pass the ball.
Exactly. Last time the Panthers had a fourth down, the defense of the Greyhounds played it perfectly and was able to come up with the stop. On fourth down, back to pass, and the pass is going to be batted down. Nice play there. Gary Farquhar coming in there using his 6'4" frame to knock down that pass from Jake Brown, and it'll go over on downs to the Greyhounds.
Well, the last two times that the Panthers have went for it on fourth down, they're 0 for 2. Good defense by the Greyhounds.
As Farquhar able to utilize his height there, as Brown tried to throw back against the grain, and there was Farquhar to reject that pass. So the Greyhounds take over at their own 33-yard line. Opportunity here in the early stages of the third quarter to retake the lead. As Tucker Brown under center, he's going to pitch back over the right side and thrown for a loss as Levi Taylor is coming in to make the stop. Is Ryan Pop, the 6'2", 165-pound junior for the Panthers.
Well, Levi Taylor just ran right into Pop, and there was really nothing else that Taylor could do. Pop is the one that dragged him down.
Second down and 17 coming up for the Greyhounds at their own 31-yard line. 30-30 ball game. Winner gets Borden County in the state championship game next week. Pitch back is going to go to Hance, who's now going to run with it to midfield, to the 40, to the 35, breaks the tackle to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. 3 broken tackles by C.J. Hance. Greyhounds reclaim the lead at 36-30.
49-yard touchdown run for C.J. Hance. That's his first touchdown on the ground tonight.
And Hance, with the being a 5'9", 170-pound senior, just would not be denied and would not go down. To the Greyhounds lead by 6 with the PAT to come.
And that puts Hance over the 100-yard mark. He has 115 to be exact.
And so the extra point attempt to come by Jordan White. As the holder is going to be Tucker Brown. Snap back, ball down, kick on the way, and the kick is going to be right down the pipe. Timeout on the field with 6:54 to go in the third quarter. Greyhounds on top 38-30 on Big Country 97. To go in the third quarter, Throckmorton Greyhounds lead now by the score of 38-30 on the touchdown run by C.J. Hance, who broke 4 tackles on his way to the end zone. The ball now will be teed up at the north 30-yard line by Jordan White, as the Greyhounds get the stop on fourth down, and now will get the touchdown. The kickoff is going to go to the near side and is going to trickle into the end zone for the touchback, and so it'll come back out to the 20-yard line through the World Wide Web at www.kvrp.com. Strong side will be to the right. The deep back is going to be Darren Pop on first down. The flag is going to be thrown. Back to pass is going to be Brown. Lets it go long, and he has got a receiver, but it's going to be overthrown and intercepted. Looks like by C.J. Hance is going to come up with the INT. A flag is down. This may be a procedure penalty against the Panthers.
Whether it is or not, it was a great interception by C.J. Hance. The ball was overthrown, the receiver, and C.J. just caught it over his right shoulder, and actually it's going to be offsides Greyhounds, so a huge break for the Panthers.
And it is an offside penalty against the Greyhounds, and so I misspeak, and instead of the interception by Hance, it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Abbott Panthers after the 5-yard stepped off against Throckmorton. 6:44 to go in the third quarter, 38-30 in favor of the Greyhounds. Receiver out wide to the right as the handoff goes to Pope. Pope going to be drugged down for about a 6-yard gain. He'll get across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Those little quick hitters so far tonight have been picking up positive yardage for the Abbott Panthers.
You're right. I think they've only been stopped one time on that quick handoff up the middle, but the majority of the times the Panthers have had good yard gainage by those plays.
So a second down and about 4 coming up for the Greyhounds, for the Panthers, with 6:10 to go. Arlington Martin falls to South Lake Carroll 31-14 this afternoon. Pitch play going to Pop. He's trying to come around the left side. Check that out as Tyler Russell is back in there, and he tries to come to the left side. He slips down at the 30-yard line, and one of the Panther players a little shaken up on the play is Jake Brown. Brown brings his troops up on 3rd and 5 from the Abbott 30-yard line. Receiver wide to the right. Darren Pop is going to be the deep back. Handoff is going to go to Morgan. Morgan is going to be stacked up just shy of the first down, it looks like, at the 35-yard line. So it'll bring up a 4th down and inches, you would think, from this juncture here for Abbott.
That's only the second carry for Casey Morgan. He has 8 yards on the ground.
Got a couple of receptions and has 1 interception from the defensive side this evening as well. So on a 4th down and inches, with a little quick hitter for Pope again. As a handoff is going to go to Morgan, and Morgan will get the first down across the 35 to the 38. Throckmorton was thinking that as they had the linebacker up there close to the line of scrimmage, but Morgan able to squeeze through and get the first down.
You're right, and he is 3 for 3 by gaining 4 yards on each carry. He has 3 carries, 12 yards.
So 5:10 to go in the third quarter. Throckmorton leading 38-30. And 1st and 15 for the Abbott Panthers as they have the ball at their own 38-yard line. Throckmorton up by 8. As back to pass is going to be Brown's going to dump it off. And looking in the right flat for Morgan and deflected away at the last second by Blayton Oliver, who was covering on Morgan. Rouse is 5'10", 200-pound senior. Not a slow player either. So 2nd down and 15 coming up for the Panthers at their own 38-yard line. Receiver wide to the right. On 2nd down, under center is going to be Brown. Pitch back comes to the left side for Pop. He's going to be hit at midfield, forced out of bounds at that point after about a 3-yard gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Panthers.
And one of the first Greyhounds there to meet him was Nathan Riley.
You're going to mark him down at the 39-yard line, so a gain of about 2 will bring up a 3rd down and about 13 needed for the Abbott Panthers. Clock stops as the play went out of bounds with 4:49 to go in the third quarter. And Brown will bring in the play from the sideline. Head coach Terry Crawford. As Ryan Pop goes wide to the right. Again, the strong side to the right with the offset eye. And the handoff will go to Morgan up the middle. Morgan at midfield, going to get down to the Throckmorton 38-yard line. Will be finally brought down at the 37, fighting his way for 2 or 3 yards, and will bring up a 4th down and about 10 needed for the Abbott Panthers.
Well, the time before this, when the Panthers had a 4th down, they went ahead and ran with it the first time that they've done that tonight. This will probably be more or less a passing situation for them here.
4th and 10 from the Throckmorton 37-yard line. With 4:15 to go in the third quarter, Greyhounds lead by 8, 38-30. Throckmorton would love another stop right here and be able to go down to score a second touchdown here in the quarter. Strong side to the right on 4th down. Back to pass is going to be Brown. He's going to dump it off. Has a receiver at the 35-yard line is Morgan. Morgan breaking one tackle, and it's going to be brought down at the 30-yard line, and is going to be short of the first down by about 3 yards. Greyhounds will get the stop and will get the ball to go over on downs.
Well, that play already was doomed from the get-go because the quarterback and running back for the Panthers really had a miscommunication. They ran into one another, so that threw off the timing of the play.
So the Greyhounds will take over at their own 30-yard line, leading by 8 with 3:53 to go in the third quarter. And here come the Greyhounds up out of the spread formation. Still 10 on the play clock as Hance will be the deep back. Snap is going to go back to Brown, and the fake handoff. Rolling out is Brown under some pressure. Rolling. Now he's going to go back against the grain and throws it a little bit behind C.J. Hance at the 45-yard line as Brown had to throw against his body. And as a result, it'll be an incomplete pass. Michigan State still leading Wisconsin at halftime, 29-21. Fresno State and San Diego State, they are tied up at 21 apiece with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Here it's 38-30 Throckmorton. The pitch back is going to go to Taylor. Taylor gets across the 35 out to the 37-yard line for a gain of about 7. Will bring up a 3rd down and 8 with 3.5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
And that's a 4th carry tonight for Taylor. He has 32.
Looks like now Oklahoma State is up 33-3 with 12 minutes to go in the third quarter. Throckmorton at the 38-yard line. Out of the spread formation, shifting back into the spread. It's going to go to Hance. Pitches back to Taylor. Taylor around the corner to the 35-yard line, shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll bring up a 4th down and 1. Taylor was upended as he grabbed at 36-yard line. Looked like for a moment there that Taylor was going to have the first down, but he got upended by one of the Panther defenders, which stopped him just a yard shy. On 4th down, as looks like that it'll be offsides against the Panthers. Play is going to go ahead and go as getting the first down is going to be Hance, it looks like, or maybe Taylor. Well, it was Hance, but offsides will probably be the call against Abbott.
Well, what the Greyhounds did, they went up to the line of scrimmage. Instead of going on 1, they went on 2. And therefore, the Panthers jumped off sides.
And Taylor Brown was quick to get the ball snapped to him as 3 of the Panthers were in the neutral zone. 5 yards stepped off against the Abbott Panthers, moves it down to the 31-yard line. Saw the Haskell Indians over the last several years do that many times in 11-man football. Strong side to the right with an I formation to the left. Pitch back goes to Hance. Tries to go to the right. Cuts back as a flag is going to be down. And finally going to be brought down is Hance at the 25-yard line. This is probably going to come back with a holding penalty against the Greyhounds.
Well, it's going to be in the area of a holding or a block in the back. We'll find out.
It's an illegal block in the back against the Greyhounds. Will negate about a 3-by-2 scores here in the late stages of the third quarter. Looking at a first down and 23 from the Abbott 38-yard line. Split backs behind Brown as now they'll shift into the spread formation. Snap back to Brown. Going to kick it back now to Hance, who rolls out and is going to dump it off now to Taylor, to the 30, to the 25, breaks the tackle, down to the 20-yard line, and a good gain of about 18 yards on that carry. The reception brings up a 2nd down and 5 at the 20-yard line.
Well, that was a good pass. Really, just the dump off to your safety valve, and there was no one there on him, and he was able to get 18 yards on the reception.
So the Hance to Taylor connection picks up 18, a 2nd down and 4 coming up. Pitch back is going to go to Taylor now, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Finally going to be wrestled down. Jeremy Pustajowski. And that'll be a 1st and goal for the Greyhounds.
17 yards on the carry.
So 1st and goal for Throckmorton with 1:23 to go in the third quarter. Greyhounds trying to drive in for a cushion touchdown. It was 30-30 at halftime. Brown under center, pitch back goes this time to number 30, which is going to be J.T. Bunn. Was it 30 or 20? Was it Haggard, 20, the ball carrier on the pitch play to the left side. Haggard into the end zone for the touchdown with 1:09 to go. And the Greyhounds now lead 44-30 with the PAT to come.
Trinity Haggard getting his first carry of the night and going in for his first touchdown.
So the Greyhounds able to hold on 2 successive defensive stands and have driven down to put points on the board on the subsequent drive. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way by Jordan White, and the kick is good. A timeout on the field. 1:09 to go in the third quarter. Greyhounds lead by 16, 46-30 on Big Country 97. 1:09 to go in the third quarter. Throckmorton Greyhounds now lead 46-30 over the Abbott Panthers, and the ball teed up at the north 30-yard line as Jordan White will kick off. And the end over end kick goes to the far side and will bounce into the end zone and will be downed by James Bartosh, 5 yards deep. It'll come out to the 20, and that's where Abbott will have it. 1st and 15, trailing by 16.
Well, the Greyhounds have had 2 good drives here in the third quarter to separate themselves from the Panthers to go up 2 scores.
Wimberley defeats Devine tonight, 38-12, to advance in the playoffs. Oklahoma State leading 34-3 over Oklahoma as they still play in the third quarter in college football. Under center is going to be Jake Brown. The handoff goes up the middle. This is going to go to Pop. He'll get out to the 25, 26-yard line where he is going to be brought down by 3 of the Greyhounds, including Tucker Brown, who is in there. Also, I believe Gary Farquhar in there as well.
Darren Pop for the Panthers has taken a lot of the load tonight. 22 carries for 70 yards.
Russell going to check in now, as well as Brown bringing in the play. So Tyler Russell, who was shaken up in the first quarter, didn't see any action in the second quarter, seen just a little bit of action here in the third. The deep back into formation as the Brown is going to get the snap. He's going to hand off to Russell, trying to go around the corner. Russell is going to be forced out of bounds shy of the 30-yard line. As a gain of about 3 on the play will bring up a 3rd down and 6, and that'll stop the clock. 25 seconds to go in the third quarter.
I believe that's his first carry since the first half.
So a 3rd down and 6 up for Abbott. The Greyhounds have put 16 on the board. As Russell will check out, Pop will check back in. On a 3rd down and 6 from the 39, the 29 actually, as it bobbled on the snap, and Brown is going to be almost sacked, and now he is going to get it off underneath, and the throw downfield is going to be incomplete, almost picked off, as Brown was hit hard. I think Blayton Oliver put a hit on Brown as he got rid of that pass.
Well, Blayton Oliver, along with Farquhar, was putting pressure on the quarterback. The quarterback was able to elude the two. Instead of dumping it off into the flats where he had a wide open Panther, he decided to throw it downfield in double coverage, and the pass was incomplete.
There was no roughing the passer penalty either, as Farquhar came very close to getting the quarterback. But it brings up a 4th down and 6 from the Abbott 29-yard line. As now the Panthers want to take a timeout, so we'll take the timeout with them. Exactly 16 seconds to go in the third quarter. Throckmorton leads 46-30 on Big Country 97. As the Throckmorton Greyhounds lead 46-30. 4th down and 6 coming up. Brown under center. And he's going to pitch back over on the left side. This is Pop. He's going to be hit at the 30-yard line and brought down for no gain. The ball will go over on downs to the Throckmorton Greyhounds.
Well, that time the Panthers doing something a little different, running the ball here on 4th down instead of passing, and the Greyhounds stood the Panthers up. And as you just said, Greyhounds will be getting the ball.
So the Greyhounds will get it at the Abbott 29-yard line, as Throckmorton definitely made some defensive adjustments at halftime and have pretty well shut down the Abbott offense here in the second half. 1st and 15 for the Greyhounds at the 29. Brown back to pass, looking downfield. Lets it go for Farquhar over the defense, and did he catch it? He caught it, bobbled it as he was going down. He was able to hold on to it and makes the catch. And that is definitely, talk about a Sports Center moment, as Farquhar with the touchdown reception, and the Greyhounds up 52-30.
29 yards out, and he went up with his left hand to grab that one-handed and brought it back into his belly. And as you said, bobbed it just for a second, but really gained control of it on his way down. And as I said, 29 yards later, touchdown.
They were putting it in backwards reverse slow motion on the scoreboard, and Farquhar, the ball did not touch the ground as he reached up with that left hand, batted it to himself as the extra point on the way, and the kick is good. A timeout on the field after the circus catch by Gary Farquhar. 3 seconds to go in the third quarter. Throckmorton up 54-30 on Big Country 97. 3.3 seconds to go in the third quarter after the circus catch literally by Gary Farquhar to give the Throckmorton Greyhounds a 24-point advantage as the kickoff is going to be bobbled by the deep man for the Abbott Panthers. He was able to foul on it. That is Bartosh. As the third quarter comes to an end, Greyhounds head to the fourth quarter leading by 3 touchdowns, 54-30 on Big Country 97. And so the Greyhounds now on defense as Abbott goes left to right, has the ball thrown 18-yard line. Handoff goes up the middle. This is going to be number 85, Derek Pustajowski, and he is going to get across the 30 to the 31-yard line. Pustajowski is a 6-foot. And so a second down and 1. Brown under center. At the 32, pitch back comes to the right side. This is going to go to Russell. Russell across midfield down to the 39-yard line, and it'll be a first down for the Abbott Panthers. 7 yards on the pitch. So first down and 15 with 9:19 to go as the play goes out of bounds.
And you're right, they were pitching that back to him just blindly, not even looking at where the running back is, and that could be dangerous.
Was dangerous earlier, and Abbott escaped not having a turnover. Receiver out wide to the left. One step back, that is going to be Pop. Pop to midfield. Brown is going to come up to make the stop at the 36 of Throckmorton after a gain of about 8. Will bring up a second down and 7. And that's a nice tackle there by Tucker Brown.
You're right. Darren Pop did hit that hole quickly, and the Greyhounds were able to stop him only for a 7-8 yard gain.
Brown having to be called into a double two-way duty after the injury to Roland Morrell earlier in the second quarter. Pitch back is going to go to the trail back. This is Pop. He's going to be stacked up right at the 35-yard line with that blind lateral there, and a gain of about 1, maybe 2 will bring up a third down and 7 for the Abbott Panthers.
Yeah, a good stand for the Greyhound defense that time. Trinity Haggard was in on the tackle along with others.
So third down and 7 coming up with 8:20 to go in the fourth quarter with Throckmorton leading 54-30. Under center is going to be Jake Brown. Pitch back is again going to go to the tailback. This is going to be Pop, and he is going to get inside. Check out, it's going to be Russell. He'll get inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. It'll bring up a fourth down and about 4 needed for Abbott.
3 yards on the carry for Russell.
So the Greyhounds have really been able to defend that very well, allowing very minimal gains. As a fourth down coming up once again for Abbott.
The defense has to stand up for the Greyhounds here in the second half. 2 first downs in the third quarter, 1 in the fourth for the Panthers.
Ryan Pop goes out wide to the left once again on fourth down. The handoff is going to go to Pop, and he's going to be upended at the 34-yard line. Darren Pop trying to cut to the outside. There's that man, Levi Taylor, once again with a big stop for the Greyhounds.
You're right, Levi Taylor, and I believe Jordan White was in there as well.
Oklahoma State just continues to pour it on Oklahoma. 5:23 to go in the third quarter. OSU leading 41-3 in that Big 12 matchup.
And I tell you what, the more points that Oklahoma State scores, that really helps them in the BCS standings.
Wisconsin has closed the deficit to Michigan State 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. 29-28 as the pass play goes to the Gary Farquhar, and Farquhar down the sideline is going to get into the end zone on the swing pass for a touchdown.
And that's 46-yard touchdown pass.
Looked like for a second there, Farquhar, as he's going down the sideline, may have stepped out of bounds, but the official did not mark it. He just said he went all the way down the sideline.
That's 2 touchdowns in a row for the connection between number 7, Tucker Brown, and Gary Farquhar.
Farquhar with a nice move at the 25-yard line and able to outrace the defense into the end zone. The Greyhounds now up by 30 with 7:22 to go, and White will now add the extra points. Snap back, ball down, kick is on the way, and this one is good. A timeout on the field with 7:22 to go in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds lead 62-30 on Big Country 97. Greyhounds lead by 32. In fact, the Greyhounds have scored 40 unanswered points after the Panthers went up 30-22 in the second quarter. The Greyhound defense so far has pitched a shutout here in this second half, and the Greyhounds will now kick off from the south 30-yard line.
I just believe the Greyhounds just wore down the Panthers. They get a little bit of going, but the Greyhounds defense is more stronger than the offense of the Panthers.
Greyhounds lining up like they're going to do the squib kick as the approach. And this time the kick is going to go deep, and it'll go down to the goal line. Bartosh will down it in the end zone, and it'll be coming out to the 20 as he actually fielded that at the 1-yard line, but the official said his momentum carried him into the end zone, allowed for the touchback and not a safety. And that's always one of those judgment calls.
It is a judgment call. I believe the official was just going to let it go ahead and be a touchback.
Did see that happen earlier in 11-man football in the Stanford and Hamlin game where a kickoff was fielded and was retreated all the way back into the end zone and falling to the turf in the end zone for a safety. As the pass play over the middle is going to go from Brown to Pop, and a gain of about 7 out to the 27-yard line as Darren Pop makes the reception, and a nice pass there by Brown, who actually had to sidearm it to his receiver.
In the previous games, Abbott is mostly known for a rushing team. Here in this ball game, they've thrown the ball a lot more than what I expected them to do.
Second down and 8 from the 27-yard line with 6:45 to go. As one deep back behind Brown in the center. Handoff will go to the up back. Flag is going to be thrown. Maybe offsides against the Greyhounds since they allowed the play to stand. And there's a signal by the line judge that's offside Throckmorton.
And I imagine the Panthers will take the penalty.
Give them a second down all over again, as they did gain about 4 on that play. So I move it out to the 32-yard line with 6:40 to go. Offside Throckmorton is going to be the call. So second down and 3 coming up for the Abbott Panthers, trailing by 32. As Ryan Pop goes out wide to the left. Under center is going to be Jake Brown. Pitchback goes to the left side. That is going to be to Pop. He lets it go long. Got a receiver. That is going to be Ryan Pop. And Pop is going to be brought down from behind at the 6-yard line of Throckmorton as they go with the halfback option 6-man version. And the reception sets up first and goal for Abbott at the Throckmorton 6.
42 yards on the pass completion.
And so quickly downfield to make the touchdown saving tackle was going to be, I believe that was going to be Blayton Oliver. But as a result, it's first and goal for Abbott at the Throckmorton 6 with 6:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Brown under center. Handoff is going to go up the middle, and a stoppage of about 3 yards after a 3-yard gain by Jeremy Pustajowski.
And that's the second carry of the ball game.
So 6 minutes to go. A gain of about 3 will set up a second down and goal from the 3-yard line. As the clock continues to run with 5:50 and counting, Greyhounds up 62-30. As checking in is going to be Tyler Russell. He'll be the deep man in the formation. Strong side will be to the right. As the option play, now the pass play towards the end zone, and it is going to be caught for the touchdown as the nice catch there by Ryan Pop, who had the long reception to set up first and goal. Pop able to make the reception just out of the reach of the defense. Nathan Riley back defending on the play, and it'll be 62-36 with the PAT to come.
That was just a simple pass into the corner of the end zone, 3 yards out for the touchdown.
Morgan will try to add the extra point. Ball down, kick is on the way, and the kick is going to be no good, off to the left. A timeout on the field with 5:32 to go in the fourth quarter. Throckmorton Greyhounds lead the Abbott Panthers 62-36 on Big Country 97. Third quarter, Michigan State still leading Wisconsin 29-28 with 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Tyler Russell has the ball teed up at the north 30-yard line. And we'll go with the pooch kick that is going to be fielded out of the air by Riley. Riley breaks the tackle at the 35, gets down to the 30, and finally is going to be stopped at the 23-yard line as Nathan Riley feels that short kickoff, and a great return gives Throckmorton excellent field position.
He was hit at the 32, and he lost his balance, but he stumbled all the way to the 23-yard line.
Now mark him down to 23. It's 1st and 15 for the Greyhounds, leading 62-36 in the state semifinal playoff game. Winner gets Borden County in the state championship game next week. Snap is going to go back to Hance, who's going to run with it to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Greyhounds come right back and score. It's 68-36 with the PAT to come.
But what set that play up was Ridge Rankin downfield. He was taking his man all the way downfield, and his man thought he was running a streak out for a pass. And he had his back to him, and that allowed Hance just to run down the sidelines with no one there to touch him.
Now Brown just lateraled back to Hance, who rolled out to his right, and there was nobody to be out there to defend him, and he goes in from 23 yards.
And that's his second touchdown on the ground tonight.
Snap back, ball on the way, and the kick is going to be good as it hits the right upright of the regular goalpost here, but it goes to the 6-man score goalposts. And so a timeout on the field, 5:17 to go in the fourth quarter. 70-36 Throckmorton on Big Country 97. 5:17 to go in the fourth quarter. Throckmorton Greyhounds lead by 34 over the Abbott Panthers. 70-36 is the kickoff to come.
Well, Abbott Panthers put some points on the board, but the Greyhounds were able to answer back.
Greyhounds have outscored Abbott here in the second half, 40-6. Kickoff is going to go to the 6-yard line. Bartosh will return it, goes down the sideline. Now is coming back at the 15-yard line, reverses his field again to the 20, to the 25, runs into his own man out to the 30, to the 40, and Bartosh may go all the way for the touchdown. Oops. Oops, how about that? Now.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, it's me. Yeah, it's me. And we apologize, losing our connection for a moment ago, just as we were online. And so we're back now with 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Abbott is not going to go away as they trail now by 26, 70-44. And Russell has the ball teed up at the north 30-yard line. Look for the squib kick once again by the Panthers as they go with the spooch kick, and it's going to be fielded in the air by Riley, or maybe that is going to be Blayton Oliver. Oliver is going to be actually the one who is going to be grabbing that ball in the air and is going to be trying to return it. Or actually it's going to be Jordan White, number 2. Up here, 2, 3, 6, and 8 are all looking all the same to be honest.
I believe we are up higher than we have been up all year long. We are a ways from the field, that's for sure.
That it is. And of course, you know, when you take into consideration that the field is also narrower because of 6-man football, the field only 40 yards wide.
It has nothing to do with our eyes.
My eyes are just fine. Thank you. I have 20/20 vision with my bifocals.
There you go.
On first down, pitch back is going to go to Taylor. Tries the right side. Is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll get up a yard, maybe 2, out to the 39-yard line. And so with 4:40 to go, Greyhounds will be content to run some clock as the Panthers have 2 timeouts. Greyhounds also have 2 timeouts, but the Greyhounds with a 26-point advantage with 4.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
Taylor, that was his 7th carry of the ball game. He has 56 on the ground.
Oklahoma State going to the fourth quarter leads Oklahoma 44-3. There is speculation that Oklahoma will play in the Alamo Bowl against the Washington Huskies. Receiver out wide to the right. On second down, pitch back goes to the left side. This is going to be Taylor. Taylor breaks a couple of tackles, gets inside the Abbott 35 down to the 33-yard line as three of the Panthers trying to strip the ball away. Bartosh and Ryan Pop both in there defensively for Abbott. There you go.
The Greyhounds are taking their time to get to the line of scrimmage and allow that clock to run.
Greyhounds pick up a first down, will help out immensely as Brown under center, back to pass. Flags are going to be thrown as a procedure penalty will probably be the call against the Greyhounds.
And that's what it is. That's the 8th penalty on the Greyhounds here in the ball game.
So 3:29 to go in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds will be penalized 5 yards instead of 3rd and 5. Brings up a 3rd and 10, and that'll make things kind of interesting as far as what's going to be the next play call.
Throckmorton, 8 penalties called against them to Abbott's 2 for the ball game.
Let's see, last week in the game against Knox City, the Greyhounds were only penalized 4 times for 30 yards. Strong side to the right as the snap is going to go back to Hance. Hance is going to dump it off. Has Taylor, but Taylor is going to be stopped for a 2-yard loss on the pass play that went to from Hance to Taylor. Coming up to make the stop is going to be number 20, which is going to be Casey Morgan, and it brings up a 4th down and 11 for Throckmorton.
You can't play that any better than what Casey Morgan did. All the other receivers for the Greyhounds went downfield, and the one stayed as the middle safety valve. Casey Morgan read that all the way, got him low, went down for the tackle.
But the big thing is the clock continues to run with 2:35 and counting, and the Greyhounds may just go ahead and let it go down to 1 on the play clock and then take the timeout. They've got 2 and would have 1 remaining, and now with 1 on the play clock, they'll take the timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. 2:28 to go. In the fourth quarter, Throckmorton leads 70-44 on Big Country 97. 2:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Throckmorton Greyhounds leading the Abbott Panthers 70-44. Greyhounds looking at a 4th down and 11 as back to pass is going to be Hance. Hance is going to roll out to his left. Now back to his right. He's going to try to get away. Still able to get away. And now going to get up to the 40-yard line. Has a receiver wide open at the 20 to the 15, 10, 5 and into the end zone for the touchdown. And C.J. Hance able to find his receiver Nathan Riley as he was under pressure way back at the 30-yard line. And they may be a touchdown, or is it going to come back?
The officials are discussing it, and so they have not thrown a flag down yet, so I think they're going to allow it to be.
Well, we'll check the replay right quick. The line of scrimmage was a 38-yard line. Hance at the 40-yard line out to midfield. He does get rid of it. The replay shows at the 39-yard line. The official cannot check the replay. The coaching staff of the Abbott Panthers wanting him to check the replay on the scoreboard. Officials cannot check the replay. Replay is not reviewable as far as high school football is concerned. And as a result, and from what we could tell by that replay, flag is going to be down as a kick is going to be out wide to the right, maybe offsides against the Abbott Panthers. I'm not sure.
It's going to be a legal procedure on the Greyhounds.
Okay, that'll work too. But from what I saw on the replay itself, the line of scrimmage was the 38-yard line. Hance had his left foot in the air. The right foot was still behind the line of scrimmage when he let go of that pass to Nathan Riley.
And the officials did what they're supposed to do. They do confer and talk it over with one another, and they determined that, hey, he was behind the line of scrimmage.
And they cannot check any type of a replay to determine whether or not a situation was an infraction or not. So the extra points, good. Timeout on the field, 2:12 to go. Fourth quarter, Throckmorton now leads 78-44 on Big Country 97. Play from C.J. Hance to Nathan Riley. Extra points good. The Throckmorton Greyhounds up by 34 with 2:12 to go. And the approach and the end over end kick that is going to bounce and picked up by Bartosh 2 yards deep in the end zone. It will come out to the 20-yard line as a gain. Let's see, Virginia Tech. We'll go up here and check it out. See, Brigham Young is leading Hawaii 41-20. We'll find it here in just a moment. There it is down at the bottom. Clemson leading Virginia Tech 38-10 midway through the fourth quarter. Second down and about 7 coming up for the Panthers as the pass over the middle going for Morgan, who would have been wide open. Couldn't hold on to it, though. And as a result, the incompletion will bring up a 3rd down and 8.
He was wide open, and Morgan just did not turn around to see the ball coming to him.
So 3rd down and 7 coming up. I didn't even catch what happened on 1st down. I'm too busy looking at the scores here.
That was number 85, Derek, that went for 7 yards.
Derek Pustajowski. So out of the spread formation on 3rd down and 8, back to Brown, who's going to roll out to his left. Under some pressure by Riley. Now going to dump it off and is going to throw it out of bounds. And did make it back to the line of scrimmage, I think, so that would not be intentional grounding. It was actually kind of a shuttle pass.
It was. And there was a receiver within about 5 or 6 yards of the intended pass.
So there was a receiver in the vicinity. So a 4th down and 8 coming up with 1:37 to go. Greyhounds up 78-44. In all likelihood, won't say it can't happen because we've seen stranger things happen, but in all likelihood, Throckmorton will play Borden County next Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock at Shotwell Stadium in Abilene for the 6-man football Division I state championship. Under center on 4th down and 8 is Brown, and a stoppage of play.
I think it's a delay of game.
It may be the case. Those whistles blew, and Jordan White and Jacob Brown each just immediately stopped. Like, please play.
Only the 3rd penalty called against the Panthers in the ball game. It was a delay of game.
So 4th down and 12 coming up for the Abbott Panthers with 1:36 to go in the 4th quarter. Throckmorton leading 78-44. Down to 10 on the play clock for the Panthers. Out of the spread formation on 4th down with 2 on the play clock. Lateral is going to go back to Jake Brown. Brown is now going to run with it to the 30 to the 35-yard line. And Brown will pick up the 1st down for the Abbott Panthers with 1:28 to go in the 4th quarter.
And that was a 15-yard carry.
So Jake Brown with his first carry of the night, I believe.
That is.
And so they will bring in a new football.
First down for the Panthers, 1st and 6.
Maybe a drier football because the field may be a little damp in places. Out of the spread formation. Snap is going to go back this time to Russell. Going to get it now to Brown. Brown letting it go long. Has a receiver, and it is going to be caught by Ryan Pop. And he'll get into the end zone for the touchdown. A valid effort there by the defender. I believe that was C.J. Hance back in defense, but the pass just out of the reach of Hance, and with 1:15 to go, Abbott puts 6 on the board. It's 78-50 with the PAT to come.
And that was 43 yards out.
So now the extra points attempt by Morgan with 1:15 to go. Snap back, ball down, kick on the way, the flags fly, as it will be good, but it's going to be offsides Throckmorton, so they'll take the 2 points. A timeout on the field with 1:15 to go in the 4th quarter. Throckmorton leading Abbott 78-52 on Big Country 97. 1:15 to go. The high kickoff is going to be called for a fair catch by Jordan White. He'll make the catch and go down to the knees. And so Throckmorton with 1:15 to go in the fourth quarter. All we'll need to do is probably pick up a first down and able to run out the last 75 seconds of this fourth quarter to advance to the state championship game against the Borden County Coyotes. As White will be under center, Brown under center, will go to a knee. We'll take up a second down and about 16 from the 26-yard line. And Abbott's going to burn a timeout with 1:06 to go. We'll take the timeout with them. Throckmorton leading 78-52 on Big Country 97. 1:06 to go in the fourth quarter as Brown will take the snap, retreat back to the 20-yard line, and with 58 seconds to go in the fourth quarter, Abbott will use their final timeout with 58.9 seconds to go, that 28-point deficit. Here a third down and 22, and the snap back is Hance will be under some pressure, and he'll go down to a knee all the way back at the 8-yard line. And so it'll bring up a fourth down situation, fourth down and very long, and Throckmorton probably will punt it for the first time tonight to give the ball back to Abbott. But down to, we haven't started the play clock yet, and now they do. A 9-second differential between game clock and play clock. And so a fourth down and forever, but the yardage is actually going to be irrelevant, as the Greyhounds in all likelihood are going to basically probably going to take the last time out here whenever the play clock gets down to 10. And so with 10 seconds to go in the game, now they'll call the timeout. There's been some speculation on who's going to be going to what bowl games and all. Throckmorton, 10 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Greyhounds probably will try to run out the last 10 seconds and maybe just take a safety instead of trying to punt the ball away. You never know.
As we resume play.
Hance is going to stand at his goal line. But actually it's going to be Brown. He's going to pitch it back to Hance, and Hance is now going to run with it to the 20, to the 30, and brought down from behind at the 35-yard line with 9/10 of a second remaining, and Hance trying to finish running out all of the time that he could. And it'll go over on downs to the Abbott Panthers with less than a second to go. And a 1st and 15 at the 35.
Really, all the Panthers have time to do is just exactly one play, 4.9 seconds. You really don't see that clock that way unless it's in basketball.
Yeah. So one final play for the Abbott Panthers. As the up back is going to be Russell, the deep back is going to be the quarterback, Brown. And the pitch back will go to Brown. Time will elapse as the lateral, or I should say the shuttle pass goes back to Russell, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, brought down at the 13-yard line, and the clock showing 0. The Throckmorton Greyhounds will return to the state championship game for the second consecutive year. They will defeat the Abbott Panthers by the score of 78-52. Our postgame show comes up next on Big Country 97.
Okay, we're on break 36.
Break 36. We may or may not take another break. I don't know. Probably not.
Well, I've already got the stats done. That's what I was over here doing.
Okay.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to say congratulations to the Class A Division I state semifinal champions, the Throckmorton Greyhounds. Thank you for coming out to Springtown, Texas this evening. Everyone drive safely.